Remember, I went through 9/11. We did
You know
COVID.
exactly what
And
this
now
looks like.
this, yes, but this is something that our president's doing. They call it the big, beautiful bill, but in my opinion, there's nothing beautiful about it. Right? My name is Susie Martinez. I am the Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Nevada State
There are a
AFL-CIO.
lot of folks out there that are saying that this is not due to a Trump slump. That
Canadians loved them.
how
Right?
did
They
we
were
piss them off?
go to see our shows, go to our bars, drop some money in the casino, eat in our restaurants, hang out at the pool, get a nice little drink. All of that trickles down to hotel industry, like our valet, right? Our bellmen, our housekeepers, the restaurants, the bartenders. If they're not coming and people from Europe are not coming, that's going to affect us. Remember, I went through 9/11. We did COVID.
You know exactly what
and
this
now
looks
this,
like.
yes, but this is something that our president's doing. The other two had nothing to do with the president, right? He's, with his rhetoric of him speaking ill will of the Canadians and the immigration policy that he's putting, people don't want to come. People are scared. And unfortunately, because of those things that he's been doing, it's going to affect our economy here in our state. So it's very scary.
That rhetoric is going to directly impact the livelihood of so many Nevadans.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks are having trouble understanding this no tax on tips
Mhm.
and what it really means. And if you can give us any insight on how that translates.
Well, here's the thing, good for them, that they're going to have no tax on tips, right? But if you're not working, what difference does it make?
That
Right?
that
So again, we have to keep working. And again, right now with the slowdown of the casinos, I was watching the news yesterday where they were talking our hotel occupancy has gone down. Everything that starts to happen, then you come to work and then they go, hey, would you like to go home early? You don't
there
go to work
goes your
because
80
you, yeah,
hours.
right. You want to do your 80 hours. You want to work because you want to provide for your family. Well, all of a sudden they're like, hey, they don't, thank God because we have our union contract. You don't have to leave, but you go, well, I'll take one for the team. I'm going to leave, and then later you get your paycheck and it's a little less, and you go, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I think that's such an interesting way to put it is, yeah, no tax on tips, but if you're not on the clock, you're not making tips.
Exactly.
That doesn't matter. Social media does a really good job of highlighting things that are happening in other states, and whatever gets traction in other states gets traction. And oftentimes, your own local community is left out of that algorithm.
Right.
And so I wanted to ground folks in reality and have them understand that ICE is in our communities.
Absolutely.
ICE is having a direct negative impact on our communities. And I wanted to ask you what your experience has been.
I was speaking with my sister because we talk a lot about this because it's like these are our communities, right? Even this 4th of July, I noticed. We always like to get our carne asada. We like to get our party on, have a good time with our families, enjoy the fireworks, and celebrate our country, right? Because we are here in this country, we celebrate this country, even though we come from diverse backgrounds. And this time, I noticed the neighborhood much more quiet. I noticed when I went to a Latino grocery store, it was very. Normally, there's lines and it's hustling and bustling.
It's loud in there.
Yes, it's going. Everybody's going. I noticed that it was very empty, and to me, that's very alarming because people are not coming out. So now, here's where it starts to affect us all, right? That grocery store goes under, then we have a food desert in that neighborhood because there's no longer a grocery store, right? Just it's frightening to see how you go down the streets and again, kind of like the strip, right? It's calmed down. It's not as hustling and bustling. Our communities are much more quiet because people are afraid. People are afraid. That was one of the things that I've often talked about. It's like our parents came from these other countries. Everybody.
My
this
parents,
is a melting
my
pot,
parents.
for God's sake, right? They came from these other countries because they knew how beautiful the United States was. We had freedom, and now those freedoms are being taken away. Something that really, really alarms me is these ICE agents that have their masks on, and they're all. I'm like, so if some copycat wants to do that, and all of a sudden,
that's a public safety concern.
Yes, takes a person and they're like, when they're not
impersonating.
yes,
it's such a nightmare.
right?
Yeah.
People get crazy ideas, but again, who are these people? Who are they? Why do they have to have their faces covered? Right? It's frightening because you don't know who's actually taking you. The way they do it, it's like kind of like the smash and grab, right? They smash you down to the floor, grab you, and take you.
It's kidnapping in broad daylight.
Kidnapping 100%.
That's how I'm.
This isn't over. This is for the long run. Again, we're here for workers' rights, immigration rights. Just to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
That's what we are here for, to do the right thing.